All right. What's going on, everybody? It's KD3. I got something a bit different for you guys today. I've got my good friend Pinstripe Paragon here,
What up?
our JRPG aficionado. Today, we're going to be talking about some Persona 3 Reload. We've seen a lot of trailers, a lot of cool new things, and we wanted our good friend Memba here with us, but unfortunately, he could not make it due to other obligations, but it is okay. One other person is good enough. Uh, is there anything you'd like to say, Pinstripe, before we get started?
Final Fantasy X-2 is just a bunch of padding.
Well, there you have it. Final Fantasy X-2 is just a bunch of padding. Yes, he's been struggling, trying to get that platinum trophy for how long?
Why? Well, let me see. My PS5 says I've been playing the game for 62 hours. However, my file only has like 40 hours, so I don't know.
You didn't like start over at any point.
Um, if I did, it would have only taken like an hour.
All right, I got you.
But yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this to myself.
Hey man, you
I
want that? Play it.
like. I'm not gonna get into it. I could go on and on. We're here for Persona.
Very true. Let's get to it before they kick off the video. No, I'm kidding.
Ah!
But yeah. So Persona 3 Reload. There's a lot to talk about, and we want to talk about it all with you guys. So let's get into it. So initial thoughts from actually Pinstripe. How many have you seen all the trailers for Persona 3 Reload, or have you just seen a couple of them?
I've really only seen like the first few that came out. I haven't been following the trailers too much, just because I don't want it to all be spoiled for me. Like I know I've played the game many times, but I just want to kind of see anything that they do new when I play the game, rather than just from trailers.
Yeah, I can completely understand that. But like, what are your initial thoughts from the few trailers that you've seen?
I mean, from what I have seen, it looks great. Um, Aside from like some of the stuff that they added in Fez, which I mean, I think is mostly just the answer. Um, Aside from that, not necessarily being in the game. Like I'm just, it looks nice. They're probably going to make it more user friendly or have more quality of life adjustments to make it, less. Shall I say, not time consuming, but like I don't know, because are they taking away the fatigue?
Yeah, I'm
Do
pretty
you
sure
know?
they are. Either that or they're gonna hide it behind how much SP you have. So either way, yeah, it's pretty much gone.
Yeah, so it'll be nice to re-experience the story again through kind of a different lens.
Yeah, like I already knew that tiredness wasn't gonna stay in the game, but I
Oh
like the
yeah,
idea. I like the idea some people had where they were like, they should just lock it behind one of the harder difficulties. That would have been nice. Now
yeah.
asking to give up control of your party members. Actually, that probably could end up being a thing because in P5 I forgot that you could make it so that your party members could act freely. Because who in their right mind would turn that on?
No one.
Literally. But it'll probably be a thing in P3 Reload for people who want to suffer. It's alright.
See, like, yeah, that was annoying in P3, like Fez, but like, ain't no way am I going to turn that back on.
Yeah.
It's like I want to actually use skills that matter, not Marin Karen when it is when the enemy's immune to it.
Yeah. Completely understandable.
So
But yeah, I've pretty much seen. Well, I can't say I've seen every trailer because the Japanese trailers seem to have extra content that I've been missing out on, and I keep forgetting to
mm,
watch the Japanese character trailers. but from what I've seen so far, I am very excited. I did play the game
Hmm.
at PAX West. I did the first full moon boss, and I explored Tartarus. There were like two different demos, and yeah, you got to do two different things. And like I said, I was happy with pretty much everything I experienced. I cannot wait for the game. I do have so far. I only have like one criticism, but we can get into that later. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm super excited for the game. It looks amazing. Unreal Engine 5. Actually, speaking of trailers, the Yukari trailer, like it just dropped, and I noticed that in the trailer they used footage from the leaks. Remember that leaked footage that came out like way before the actual trailer got leaked?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the footage of
Back
Yukari.
when it was on like Instagram, like a day earlier or whatever.
No, no, no. This was way before that. Like, I think
Oh.
it was like months before that leaked. Um, in the initial leaked trailer, it was actually footage of Yukari, and
Hmm.
people were trying to say it was fake, which I can't blame them for believing that because stuff like this comes out of the woodwork, and especially with it being alongside some Jet Set Radio footage, there was no reason for us to believe that that was real, especially when we've been teased with new Jet Set Radio for the longest time. But now that Yukari trailer pretty much confirmed that that was real, like I'm so excited now just because that means a new Jet Set Radio is probably coming too.
Nice.
Yeah, like
Let's go.
I'm so excited. But yeah, like I love everything I've seen so far, and uh, today we're gonna be talking about the things that people did not really enjoy seeing in the trailers. I've broken them down into specific sections, and we're gonna be discussing each of those things. So we're gonna start with probably the biggest elephant in the room, the soundtrack.
Mm. Yeah.
Now, they've been remaking these songs from Persona
Uh
3,
huh.
these iconic tracks, and the reception has not been the warmest to some of these songs. Most
Yeah.
notably, the new Mass Destruction. Um,
Yeah.
see, I personally like my opinion on the music is it's passable, but it doesn't hit like the original songs.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's like a nostalgia thing,
I don't.
but
I personally don't
I
think it's
I
nostalgia.
I don't think it's nostalgia because the just the way the when it goes da 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 da, that just does not sound
Baby,
right.
baby.
It just
Like,
doesn't sound
nah,
like
like,
I know. Ugh.
like when you hear baby, baby, it's like asking
Yeah.
permission. But when you hear baby, baby, it's like I belong here. Like this is where I'm supposed to be. But then when I hear
Yeah.
baby, baby, I'm like, huh? Are you lost? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, people probably won't understand what I mean when I say that, but like, it just doesn't.
Like it sounds more like a question rather than like a. Is that what you're trying to say?
Like, what I'm trying to say, it just doesn't feel like it fits right in with the game like the original version of the song does.
Yeah, I
Like,
just
it
listened
sounds like
to it again.
it sounds like a YouTube cover. Like that's my main
Yeah.
issue with some of these songs. They sound like YouTube covers. And for me, the biggest offender was the Full Moon Boss theme. I heard it, the remake of the Full Moon Boss theme, and I wanted to puke. Like that one, I was not feeling.
I'm listening to this again just as a reminder because I don't. Let me see.
Oh no, are you going to listen to it?
Yeah.
Oh God, uh, I'm praying for you, brother. But okay, so new changing seasons. I like new changing seasons. Iwata Dai Dorm remade version. It sounds passable so far, but I gotta hear more of it.
Like my thing is the music composition itself with like the instruments and all that,
Yeah,
and even Lotus Juice and a lot of the tracks that he's in, it
yeah,
all sounds great. It's just when they bring in when they remix the other lyrics that like aren't really lyrics, you know what I mean? Like they're just kind of there.
yeah.
I don't know how to say that with like out sounding like, oh my god, it's not necessary. It was fine in the original, but then it just sounds off.
Yeah, like
Again,
the singer, like she definitely sounds like she can sound out of place sometimes. The instrument, I feel like the instruments don't help either in some of the songs.
see, I don't mind like the actual music to the Full Moon Boss theme.
Yeah, but when you hear
But
when
it's
you hear
just
the oh no.
yeah. That's where
No,
I'm like,
that
ugh.
like you know the meme of the person pulling their headset off. That's me. As soon as I hear the
Yeah.
oh nah.
Now
Like,
something that we were talking about before we started this, which I thought was interesting, because in a lot of the SMT games and Persona games that have been coming out recently, you know, they got all the DLC to make their extra money,
yeah.
and a lot of time you can get like the soundtrack packs from other games, and that's no exception here in Reload. Like if you pre-order it, you get like tracks like the battle theme and stuff like that from Persona 4 Golden, and then you can also purchase Persona 5 Royal tracks, so you know, battle theme for that game. But what I found interesting was there was no option for like the original P3, unless they're just going to. Hopefully, they put it just in the game. But if it's, I doubt they will.
We're gonna need that. We're definitely gonna need that for some of these tracks, man. Because, oh my god, if I have to hear no, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Like,
Yeah.
the other tracks, I can probably warm up to. That one, I cannot. Absolutely.
Well,
not.
it's like that one's the battle theme.
Yeah.
I mean, you got mass destruction, so like you're going to be hearing that a lot of the game, and then you're going to be hearing the Full Moon Boss theme at least 12. Well, not 12 times, I don't think, but you know my drift. Like that's going to happen more often than not. And those are, aside from, well, yeah, they're going to be important.
Yeah, the new songs
to get right.
The new songs are amazing. I love all the new songs so far.
Yeah,
and I need to that banger at the end of the trailers. They need to hurry up and drop the full version of that because everybody's trying to hear it right now. But all the new songs slap. It's just the remade versions of our classics that we love so much are of questionable quality. Like, we don't want to be mean, but y'all are trying to sell us a $70 game here, and I don't want my remade songs sounding like YouTube covers. Like,
yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Remake did a much better job remaking their songs.
The funny thing is, in that game, there were some songs that like I didn't even recognize until I went back to like some of the areas in the original game.
Yeah.
Like I forget what the town is called, but like, you know, where all the nightlife is, and like in the town where you're like doing the, I mean, I know it's all Midgard, but like that section where you're like doing the pull-ups and the squats, like in that area. I was like, what track is this supposed to be? And then I finally heard it again, the original. I'm like, oh my god. Like, that is where it's from. But I was like, it took such a huge twist on it. It was like almost unrecognizable in a good way.
Yeah, they definitely did a great job with that. Oh my, you reminded me of they made a Chocobo Trap remix for some reason. I was like, what in the world?
Oh yeah.
I was just like, what is this?
No, that's nothing compared to Crazy Chocobo from Final Fantasy 13 too.
Yeah, no, you're right
The,
on.
the like heavy metal Chocobo one. I love that
Yeah,
track.
those are great. But yeah, man, it sucks that we can't like think of fondly of these remade P3 songs as those, because it's like even the ones I like, I don't like them as much as well. It's some of them or most of them, like Iwata Dai Dorm or not Iwata Dai
Mm-hmm.
Dorm. Changing Seasons. I like new Changing Seasons as much as old one. Iwata Dai Dorm. I need to hear more of it. Full Moon Boss, absolutely not. Mass Destruction, I can get used to it, but I don't. It's not gonna hit like the original. Like these remade songs are a good chunk of them just aren't doing it for me. New songs are amazing though. Absolutely love them. Can't wait to hear them in the game.
Whoa, I'm just now hearing Iwata die.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. Like, I don't hate it,
Yeah, but you
but
don't. But you
like,
don't like love it, right?
no, I
It's just passable. That's what a lot of
or
these songs have been.
or is this even real? Like, I'm
Are you looking at trailer footage?
no.
Or are you looking like at a YouTube video that's playing a snippet?
Well, I don't know. Somebody was claiming it's the full song, but like somebody in the comments thinks it's fake.
Because they've played it in a trailer. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it for you. Oh, is it this one that says Iwata Dai Dorm Persona 3 Reload?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think this. I think that's fake because I don't see anybody else posting a snippet.
yeah, because like the is it in the Makoto Yuki trailer?
I think it is. Yeah.
Okay, let me look at it real quick. Burn My Dread slaps.
Oh yeah, new Burn My Dread. That's probably the best remade song so far. It's that's great because at least they didn't miss with that one. You know, a lot of people love Burn My Dread. Actually,
I will burn lots of bread.
I'm not gonna lie. Oh, actually, you know what's really funny about that song? Somebody pointed out at the start of the song, it still sounds like the lady saying "Burn My Bread." I don't know if they did that on purpose or what, but it's great. But I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard Memories of the City yet, and if they mess up Memories of the City, I'm going to be so upset.
Oh yeah, Changing Seasons is kind of fire actually.
And that new Tartarus theme, better slap too. See, I don't know if they're gonna be able to outdo, because even though the Tartarus theme was like very simple, like it definitely did it for me. It evoked that emotion I needed it to evoke, that sense of like
It had
hopelessness,
the right
despair,
tone.
dread. Yeah, like I can't wait to hear the new one. So hopefully it better hit.
Yeah, that's kind of like when you bring that up, um, like a lot of the dungeon themes or even Mementos theme in like Persona 5, then all the dungeons in Persona 4 and the other dungeons in 5. I know, complicated. Um, like they're good tracks, but they, for me, they don't really grasp the tone of like the situation, right? It's more like, oh, you're sneaking around, it's just kind of funky, sneaking around music because you're the Phantom Thieves,
Yeah, I
like
get you.
Sly Cooper kind of, um, but like Tartarus just had that sound of like, it's not upbeat, but like it's catchy, Like it's going to get stuck in your head the more you're in there, in my opinion.
Yeah, P5 was when
And
you're in the Mementos, it was goofy. He's like,
yeah, which like I understand with like the tone of the game, but like that's kind of one thing about Persona 5. I mean, I know they all kind of mostly kind of stick with that existential tone, where like, oh, this is bad, we got to fix it, but and then they'll go back to like, oh, everything's good right now, it's daytime, like, and then it's all upbeat, but the Tartarus themes in Persona 3, just because that's your main way of like getting stronger. Because once you get to the full moon fights, it's like good luck if you don't go to Tartarus at all. Because that's the thing. Like technically, Tartarus isn't required, right? Is it?
But no, you have to get to the top of Tartarus.
Oh, okay. So you do have to keep going.
Yeah.
But like what I'm saying though, if let's say you didn't do any Tartarus grinding at all throughout the game, because I don't know why you would. You wouldn't, but would you just have to like go all the way to the top at the very end? Oh gosh.
Yeah, it would definitely be tough with tiredness.
Yeah. It's like, oh, the world's about to end. Sorry guys, I'm out. I'm bushed.
Yeah, it's like you're on like floor 10, you gotta get all the way to like floor 200, whatever. Your team gets tired on like floor 50, you still have to keep going up. And that's why we always tell you guys, do as much of the main dungeon as you can, because at some point in the game you are going to be forced to go all the way to the top, the bottom, whatever it is. So you need to do it, or else you're gonna regret it later. But so seems like we're done talking about the soundtrack. Let's move on to the art style. This has been a point of controversy. So I don't know if you've seen the All Out Attack, but people are complaining because the All Out Attack animation looks like Persona 5.
So?
Exactly. So apparently that's just terrible. They're like, it's ruining Persona 3's identity, when the game, in terms of like visual style, it didn't have like too much like.
Now when I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet, but when you say it looks like Persona 5's, because it's been 3 years since I played Royal. Yeah. Like my mind's a little foggy here. Is that the one where they just run into it? Or like, hold up, I gotta look up Persona 5's All Out Attack. Feel free to cut this out.
Someone uploaded a clip of Persona 3 reloads All Out Attack. Here, let's check this out. Okay. Like that, yeah, that like cut in at the end of the All Out Attack. That's what they mean. And like even if it does look like P5, what is wrong with that?
What? Because, what's wrong with that?
Like before, P3 had nothing, literally nothing. So y'all went from nothing to something, and you're still mad.
I don't see the problem here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is the problem?
I mean,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think what some people forget is Persona 3 was a PS2 game. And now that we have all these new engines and everything, we can do a whole lot more with the game. So, yeah, if you're going to be battling, I don't know, 50 hours, I don't know how long you'd actually battle, but if you're battling a ton, I kind of want, some flashy animation. Otherwise, I'm just going to be bored.
No, it looks like Persona 5. I don't want it.
Who cares?
Literally.
It's a style. Like, if anything, you could just attribute it to it being the Persona style rather than being Persona 5. I mean, I don't think it's that different. Am I crazy? Or am I just like,
Well, like
hey, it looks cool?
well, like I said before, like in Persona 3, they had nothing, which is makes it even weirder that people are complaining. There was no flashiness at all. You literally just ran in there, went to town on the
Yeah.
enemy, they died, and then
Yeah.
that was it. The character would do a
And
little
it was the
pose.
same thing in Persona 4. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Or like,
there was nothing in
So-
Persona 4 either.
so who cares?
So y'all wanna
I
go
don't
back
see
to
what the big
nothing?
deal is.
Maybe I guess maybe they wanted like their own unique like animation that just didn't look like P5. But even though you didn't get that at the end of the day, it's a silly thing to complain about.
I mean, sure, the style looks like Persona 5, but it's not like they just straight up reused it.
Yeah.
Now, if they would have just straight up reused it, then yeah, I'd be a little bit annoyed. But at the end of the day, this isn't something I care about that much. I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
I just want the story to be good. I want the gameplay to be good. Like, I just want the game to kind of get close to matching the tone the original games made me feel that it resonated with. I don't see an issue with it. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't either. Speaking of, I don't know if you've seen it all, but like, there's been a bunch of explanations about the game's new features and stuff. Like, first of all, like the male characters that don't have social links, there's gonna be special social events with them, so you can learn more about them.
Oh, so like Junpei, you get like a special event with them.
Yeah, and the crazy
Okay.
the craziest thing is they announced recently that when they dropped the Strega trailer, that you will also be able to bond with Strega members to learn more about their backstories. And
Now, what I'm wondering is if they're going to give us like more time to like roam around, because there was a lot of time, because like, you know, getting max social links in one playthrough, like without doing
Yeah.
New Game Plus,
Yeah.
was like almost impossible. Like, you had to do everything perfect.
yeah, but even on New Game Plus, it was really hard. But they already said it's gonna be much easier to max out all social links in one playthrough, because in Persona 3,
Cool.
originally, they didn't intend for you to actually do that. So when people were doing it, they were like, "Wait a minute, what the heck? People are doing it."
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're gonna be able to bond with yeah, the people that don't have social links, including Strega members, which is insane. They made the social link reversal system. They fixed it, of course. You're not gonna be forced to date every woman you see.
Okay, good, because I hated that.
Yeah, a feature. No, you're not gonna believe this. So they talked about another feature that made people so upset. So let's say you did something on a day that you didn't want to do, or you found out there's something better you could have done on a previous day. You can roll back your calendar to a specific day, and that made people extremely upset.
Why?
Because it's Persona 5. And you know what's even stupider about this argument? In P5, you couldn't roll back the calendar unless you got beat by a boss.
Let me ask this to those people. If they realized something, you know, that would have been a little bit more optimal, or like, you know, they could have got an extra stat point or something, you know, academics.
Yeah.
Would they not just reload a previous save if it's not that big of a difference? Like, you know, if they saved like 3 days ago, and then they go through 3 days and they realize this, wouldn't they just reload the save at that point? That's what I would do.
Yeah.
I mean,
literally.
that's just saving that amount of time. Like, I don't
Like this is ridiculous to the point where I might make a meme compilation video, and one of those memes is definitely gonna be Persona 3 fans when they see a quality of life feature.
It's like original Persona 3 fans just want to like they're just masochists towards themselves. They just want to see themselves suffer through playing the game.
They do. It's not even a joke. Like if you look at my comment sections on my Persona 3 videos, they be like, I want a feature that takes away the ability to control my party and all this other stuff. That's like,
look, at that point, just go play the original. That's clearly what you want to do.
I'm sure Reload will have it. Like they'll.
I'm sure they will, but this is, you know, that like sure those aspects made Persona 3 feel, you know, slightly more realistic, we'll say. But it was still a pain in the ass. Like if I want to do something, or if I want a character to do something, I want them to do it. So I will just go ahead and just take control if I can.
Yeah, like the average person is gonna be like, this is stupid and annoying. I want to be able to control the party member. I want to just play.
Like
I don't want to get tired.
If the story of Persona 3 didn't captivate me as much as it did, like I probably would have never finished it. I'm gonna be real, because just not being able to control my party is, especially in a game like that where, you know, early on, you know, your party does something stupid, you're probably dead.
Yeah,
depending on what difficulty you're on.
Literally, Nick's fight. Memba fought Nick's. See, first time. I just got enraged. I just killed him when he was about to defeat Nyx. Second time, he beat Nyx and the game crashed.
I remember that one.
Froze.
I remember that one.
It's like, yeah, and it's like, I get it, like, not being able to control the party in P3, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. But to say that people that want that are like soft and casuals and like, no, they're asking for a feature that should have already been there.
Like, first off, stop with the gatekeeping shit.
Oh God.
Honestly, you know, there's just, I'm at a point in my life now where if there's something that annoys me that fucking much about a video game, and excuse my French, I hope you don't have to edit too much from me. If there's something that just irritates me that much, I'm going to play a different game. Because I don't have all the time in the world I did when I first played Persona 3 to just suck it up. You know?
A couple of our friends didn't back then either. I remember hearing them in Tartarus getting bodied. All you'd hear is blood hurtling screams. It's like, what happened? It's like the freaking shadows in Tartarus, man. Right,
now, that's not to say
spikes in Tartarus were crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's not to say I'm going to play the game on easy, because I'm definitely not. But you know, because I think I played, whenever I played Persona, I play it on hardest difficulty.
Even if you played Persona 3 on easy, it's not the easy.
It's still pretty tough, yeah.
You will still get folded.
But, like, here's the thing, you know, with this version, like, easy is going to be, like, how easy is in Persona 5.
Yeah.
Which I don't even think is that bad of a thing either. Like, it allows more people to enjoy the game instead of having to watch somebody else play it. But some people, again, still... And it's like the people that aren't even going to play on easy to begin with. You know? Yeah. That's what's wild to me. It's like people just love to, you know, complain about stuff that literally does not affect them when it comes to this game.
Literally. It's crazy. Like, the P3 fan base has just been so ungrateful when it comes to these. It's not everybody. It's just some very vocal individuals.
Well, it's like a drastic contrast, right? Because, you know, obviously, like, Persona 1 and 2 fans before, you know, I mean, granted, those came out really before the internet was, a big
Yeah.
thing. So it's probably a bad place to start for my point. But Persona 3 was like, I remember, and you bring it up a few times on your channel. Just, I remember I was like begging y'all to play this game for long ass time. Like, I was playing it for like probably 6 months, just every time we would get on Skype, Man, that shows my age right there. Um, saying Skype instead of Discord, you know what I mean? But um, like I just remember getting on that game every day after school, and then being like, "Oh yeah, just playing Persona 3. This game's awesome." And then y'all finally played it over. I think you said over like a year, because it was after Persona 4 Arena came out. I
Yeah.
think
No, and I think I
was like,
remember. I remember the first thing I said to you was like, "Why didn't you? Why didn't you push me harder to play this game?" I was like, "You didn't push me harder. You should have been like, this is the best thing since Jesus Christ." I would have believed it. I would have been like, he feels that strongly. Let me get on this right now. And I'm telling you, when I first played Persona 3, I stayed up for damn near a week straight, little to no sleep. I was so addicted, I wanted to skip my brother's graduation to keep playing the game. I was like, bro, I was a fiend. Oh my god. I was like, nah, man, I gotta keep playing. Even Memba 2, it was bad.
But then like, yeah, because I was trying to replay it with you guys when I started, and then I just stopped. I think I had to skip a session, and then like I just got so behind that I just stopped. But
Yeah, we were literally fiends. I was like, oh my god, man.
but it's like, back in that day, I wanted other people to experience the game too,
Yeah.
and then now it's like people that did play the game back then are just trying to ruin other people's enjoyment for either coming back to this game, giving it a second shot, after they love Persona 5 and maybe Persona 3 didn't click the first time. Let's just let people enjoy the game.
Okay,
We know it's going to be different. We know it's going to be different.
They're gonna see that P3 has the best story. They're finally gonna see it.
What I think, a lot of people just want the game to be just like Persona 3 and like Persona 3 Fez, but at this point, we know it's not the exact same game. It kind of like how, Final Fantasy 7 versus Final Fantasy 7 Remake. The story is pretty close, but if you've played Remake, it doesn't follow Final Fantasy 7 to a T, and that's fine. It doesn't have to, and neither does Reload.
It's padded to hell, though. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it is. I'm not defending that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of twists that if you played the original Final Fantasy 7, you're like, what the heck? That's not supposed to happen.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's all I'll say about that. But we just have to realize this is gonna be at its core a different game.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to. Well, like, it's not gonna be like Final Fantasy 7 Remake different,
right?
But like,
right,
things are changing. Speaking of changes, I don't know if you saw my video about the Polygon article that came out a bit ago. So,
how people were like bashing it, the article.
Yeah, people
writer.
People were harassing the person who made the article because they were saying that they want things that are pretty similar to P5, like they wanted dungeons to be more fun to explore like in P5, but they already said they can't really change the dungeons that much because of how Tartarus is connected to the story, so they just dolled it up a bit. And Tartarus does look amazing, but yeah, I'll be the first to admit it's not going to be like on P5 level of enjoyment, but Tartarus does look like a lot more appealing to the eye, so it'll be more bearable, I think. And those full moon shadowed mini dungeons, I think those will be fine too. And another criticism that the journalist had was they wanted the daytime activities to have you be more involved, like Persona 5. Like, she wanted stuff like batting cages and things like that. And she was worried because there's no daytime demo for P3 Reload. So she just wanted to know if the mini games or the daytime activities would be more like P5, where you're actually like playing, you're more involved. And for some reason, people got mad at her for that. Like, literally, the moment they hear Persona 5 or they see a quality of life feature, they go feral. Like, it's absolutely insane. Like, they didn't even try to read what she said. They just saw Persona 5 and they just lost it. Why does it have to be like Persona 5? Because Persona 5
Maybe because it worked.
fun to play. Yeah, literally it worked. Persona 5 was the most fun to play game. Of course, people want P3 and 4 to be like Persona 5.
Like, there's a reason it sold so well. Because it worked. And that's what people... So, you know, when a game sells well, they're going to implement things that worked in 5, or whatever game it might be, into other games in the franchise. They were remaking Persona 3, and then they're like, well, we have this engine, you know, we have the story, let's just, you know, change the gameplay a bit, change some things to, you know, keep older players invested in it that have played the original. Like, you know, it's a pretty common thing in gaming. If something works, they ain't gonna fix it. Or fix what ain't broken, you know, however the saying goes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's like these people, they need to get it together. Like, I just don't understand. Like, well, I know what they hate about P5. It's just the fan base when they don't even have to acknowledge those people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a fan base shouldn't be stopping you from playing a game. It's like when I tell FemC fans, like, FemC and the answer not being in the game shouldn't stop you from playing the game, because first of all, nobody liked the answer. And all you people that all of a sudden like it now, like, y'all are silly. It's probably gonna come back and it's gonna be better. It's probably gonna be playable. FemC ain't coming back. Y'all just gotta hold that. If you're not gonna get this game just because FemC's not in it, like I said, I feel like you're not even a fan of Persona. I feel like you're just a fan of FemC. Like I said in my hot takes video.
Yeah.
Like, if you do not buy this game strictly because FemC is not in it, you are not a Persona fan. I'm sorry. That's not gatekeeping. That's just me fact spitting. It's just like, y'all, like, people that are mad over this game. The only reasonable thing that I've seen people get mad over is the price tag, because it's going to be a $70 game.
Yeah.
And you already know Atlus is going to have DLC out the wazoo.
I mean, we've already seen, you know, some of it. It's on Steam. They got all the costumes, a lot of the stuff that you see in other Persona SMT DLC packs.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be shocked if, you know, they do something with like the SMT4 outfits, or, you know, something like that.
Yeah. Thank God that the battle outfits are still in the game. Like, one thing I was worried about that I mentioned a while back when the rumors started circulating was, I thought Atlus was going to take out the costumes that you could change into and try to charge us for them. But surprisingly, they did not do that. So thank God. Like, that made me wish FemC was in the game, just because my favorite costume in like the entirety of Persona 3 was probably FemC's winter outfit. But it's okay. I can either live without it, or, you know, the PC version, you can just mod it.
Right.
That's the thing. If you want FemC so bad, get the PC version. I guarantee
Yeah,
you there will be a FemC mod within 24 hours.
easily.
Like FemC fans are a cult. They will get that mod out within 24 hours. If it's not within 24, I guarantee you it's within 48. There's no way. They will get FemC in that game. You want
I
FemC,
mean,
get the PC version.
shoot, if people are making a mod to remove quote unquote cringe scenes, like I don't see why
That was
how they couldn't
ridiculous.
put a
That was absolutely ridiculous.
yeah. So,
But,
anywho,
yeah. Speaking of ridiculous, let's get down to the final talking point. So, the topic of the video, you see it in the title. Is Persona 5's influence going to ruin Persona 3 Reload and potentially the rest of Atlus's titles for the foreseeable future? We both know the answer to this question.
I can't even believe this is like a thing.
I know. But you know what? People are gonna click on it because there's people who legitimately believe this.
Like, here's my thing. If you look at other successful games that companies have made, like, I don't know, I can't think of an example off the top of my head because this just kind of popped up in my head. But, like, if a game series, like, you got Final Fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's influences from a lot of different games that just kind of bleed into each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I don't think Persona 5 influencing games is a bad thing. Like,
especially not for Persona, it's literally the gold standard. The dungeons
yeah.
were much better. The social link system, they gave you much more incentive to actually want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Like the beginning of the game, like Persona 3 and 4, they started off pretty slow. Like I wasn't really invested in Persona 3 until after 4 hours.
Sure.
Like Persona 5, they start you off with a nice little mystery. You're on a heist, you're on a getaway. You're trying to get away and you get caught. You're told you're sold out. And then you learn about the main character's past, about how he was framed for assault and now he has a criminal that was so much more interesting than how 4 and 3 started, because it gave you something to work with right off the bat.
Like Persona 4, you're just a kid.
Yeah, you're just a kid in the burbs. Like
Like
5 did so much right in terms of overall presentation. I don't get why people are so angry about this. Like this is you look at it, you play it. This is the gold standard of video games, or not
now,
of video games, of Persona game.
I mean, I would go as far as to say like a lot of the mechanics in 5 are really good for RPGs as a whole.
Yeah, like they made the game like really easy, but they're so like fun. People are like, more involved now.
And like Persona 5, which I guess to a lot of these elitists mentality is what ruined it, is because all these newbies are getting into it. Like that's just how these people sound. All these new players are getting into this game that I've known about for 12 years.
They're
like
ruining my Persona.
And you know, Persona, like, now personally, Persona 5 Royal is still not my favorite. However, so much in that game worked, and it worked well. And
yeah,
I wouldn't mind if more games borrowed or had more of that stuff that worked. Like the gameplay was fluid. Like I know a lot of people, for some reason, people don't like they just think it's too easy. But it's like that's kind of the game's mechanics.
Yeah, no,
But like
it definitely is too easy. But the thing is, the game is fun. The game is
it's
so much
fun.
more fun to play.
Like a lot of people will get fun out of like they'll grind in RPGs, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen some videos where it's like, how OP can I get like super early in a game?
How much
Like first
bearable?
chapter.
How much more bearable do you think SMT would be to play if it had Persona 5's dungeon crawling?
Mm,
I mean like the main dungeons, not mementos.
I mean, what makes my issue with like SMT is just like just randomly you're going to get bodied because
Oh yeah.
one thing didn't go your way or you got ambushed. Like I don't think the dungeon crawling's that bad in those games.
Of course not. Like it's not bad. I'd say it's like passable. But like
Yeah.
imagine if it was as enjoyable as Persona 5. I feel like it would alleviate the frustration a tiny bit. Because SMT is still BS.
Yeah.
But it might be that tiny instance of extra fun that stops you from just throwing your monitor out of the window.
Yeah. So I don't know, just like other games influence other games. Oh, like look at first-person shooters, right? You look at one that's all of a sudden, oh, it's so unique and everything. And then next thing you know, the next like 5 big releases of first-person shooters will have something similar, some mechanic that's similar to it. Like, I'm trying to think of one. I feel like first-person shooters might not have been like the best example of it.
Probably not.
But like I feel like platformers would be like a easier. Okay, cut this out. I can't come up with an example.
Oh my god. Alright, so repeat what you said, I'll help you out.
What I say?
Bro,
Something
bro, you going in the background makes it sound like a blooper.
Like the Disgaea series, right?
Mm-hmm.
1 and 2 pretty simple. You just make characters, but then you get into like 3 and 4 and beyond. Then they add like magic change, where your monsters can essentially just become insane weapons for your party. Granted, it's not for everybody, but hey, it's a mechanic that's trying to make it feel fresh.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of people play Disgaea more for the story, I feel like.
Yeah,
because it's just so over the top. But like, it's not bad for successful games to influence games, even if it's bringing some aspects back into the past.
Yeah, they're trying to make sure that the game is playable and enjoyable for everybody, because most people don't want to play a game like SMT after a hard day of work. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Imagine playing Nocturne right after a 12-hour shift.
Oh, I can't imagine it. I never did it. I got the platinum for the freaking game, but I tell you what, whenever I had a 12-hour shift while I was doing that, I was like, I'm not going to play that today.
Literally. Persona 5? Yeah, pick it up.
And I love Nocturne.
Yeah, no, 12-hour shift, I'm not playing no Nocturne. I'm trying to rest. I'm not trying to be extra stressed.
Yeah.
P5, I can pick it up, enjoy my little social link, my dungeon crawling. It's just so much easier to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people just don't get it. it's just like they're so blinded, like they just can't accept that P5 is like the, the gold standard for Atlus's games.
Like, there's a reason it's so accessible and so beloved because it works.
And I can't wait to see the look on their face because I believe Atlus stated that Persona 6, the jump from 5 to 6 is gonna be even bigger than 5's jump from 4.
I can't wait for the oh well, it's just gonna be Persona 5 too.
Story wise, it might be, but like Persona 5 story was kind of like a Persona 4 clone, like in the way things happen.
Oh
like
yeah,
the awakening.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Persona 4 influenced the hell out of Persona 5 if you think about it.
It did.
Like yeah, Persona 5's the one that caught on. I mean Golden, I that version did catch on too, but like not nearly as much as like 5 did.
Yeah, no.
And why is that? I don't know, but
was this because like 5, like I said, graphically 5 is a massive step up. Like it's so much flashier than 4 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, the presentation is great. Beginning's exciting. Mechanics are more like they get you more immersed in the game. Like as a whole package, just P5 just did it much better than 4 and 3. And that's why I always say, like, even though I tell people 3 is my absolute favorite,
it's not perfect.
Yeah, and like that's why I tell people I feel like P5 like is the best because I feel like it did the best job getting the player invested in the game. Like if you take someone who's never played Persona before and you sit the like 3 Fez, 4 Golden, and 5 Royal in front of them, show them like 3 minutes of gameplay for each game, I can guarantee you that like 95% of them are picking 5.
Yeah.
And like that's what people just refuse to accept. Like Persona 5 is the standard. Persona 5 is what put Atlus on the map, and they're gonna be following that gold standard like probably for the rest of their days.
Yeah.
People just gotta hold that. I just hope that 6 doesn't get too crazy. What I want 6 to do is I just want 6 to like I want more mini games. Kind of like I see Yakuza has a lot of mini games. I kind of want it to be like Yakuza. Except don't force me to play Mahjong. Please do not make me play Mahjong in a
Now, I'll say this. I'm going to say this about mini games because there's some games that do it well, okay?
Yeah.
And then you got Final Fantasy X too, okay? Now,
any chance you get.
This game shoves mini games down your throat like there's no tomorrow. It's like, oh, you're playing this game. Here's a mini game for you. Like it's insane, and a lot of them like don't even give you like a good item for like doing well at it. It's like you just get to closer to 100% in the playthrough, which again, I'm going to try and not get too involved in this because this game has really gotten to me. Like this game's, oh my god! I need my own separate video just talking about what this game makes me feel. But it ain't. It's mostly negative, and now I see why this is the lowest platinumed game out of the Final Fantasy series.
Yeah, he's really been struggling.
Anyway. But again, mini games, they're good when they're not overbearing and they're fun and you actually get a decent reward out of them. Like the baseball trophy in Persona 5. Like once I got it luckily I got it like the first time I tried it. Like I don't know how I did it or if it's like a difficult thing to do. But like I got it my first attempt at it and I didn't go back. I'm like it's fun, but I just know I don't need this.
Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it looks like that's everything that's on my list. Yeah, we've covered everything I wanted to talk about regarding Persona 3 Reload. Was there anything else that you wanted to say before I stop recording? We've only been recording for an hour?
Play Reload, not 10-2.
Well, they gotta wait till February. I wish this game was coming out in March. Like, I wish they dropped this game on the day that, you know.
Oh yeah, the day the game's supposed to. That day.
That day would have been perfect. They were like, no,
Yeah.
February 2nd.
Like that's such a random day. I mean, I know we got Persona 5 Tactica coming out too, but I mean,
and
that's
I'm gonna be able to get it day one. I'm sad.
Yeah, I'm happy for it because, like, hey, more Persona that's not quite Persona. But am I rushing out to get this game day one? No. I'm sure it'll be good, but I'm just it's not high on my priority list right now. Capturing chocobos is because it's this game.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really have any major concerns about the game. I know it'll be fire. So
actually, before we leave, I need to listen to. I forgot about the remade version of Deep Breath. I need to listen to it real quick. 1 second. I'll listen to it for like 10 seconds.
I'll listen to it too.
Okay, it's all right. We're doing something here. Clean version. Okay, it sounds fine. Remade Deep Breath sounds passable to me.
Yeah.
It did. It's not one of those. Oh, I feel like it just doesn't hit the same. No, I like. I like remade
Deep Breath's fine.
Yeah, Deep Breath is fine. I'm telling you, this ain't nostalgia. It's just some of these songs aren't hidden. Full Moon Boss theme not hidden. I'm sorry. That needs to be changed. I need to be able to listen to the original. Speaking of the Unavoidable Battle song is playing right now. They better not mess that one up either. Oh, actually, speaking of, you think Elizabeth Fight's getting gutted?
Like cut completely?
No, not gut. I said gutted. Like they're gonna make it way easier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's inevitable. Because before you needed a calculator. I don't think they want players having to deal with that again.
No, we're in a different time, bro.
Yes, sir.
That was like when they come out, like 2006. Yeah. Like a lot of RPGs in that era
were unreasonable.
Like they wanted you to do some wild things to like beat secret bosses and stuff like that.
They knew there were people that were crazy enough to do it.
And you know, it's to like get people to buy a strategy guide, but it's different nowadays because who needs a strategy guide when you got YouTube?
Yes, sir. Actually, wasn't
collectors
supposed to be doing a thing where they like implemented guides on their trophy list or something?
They do on like PS5 games.
Oh, okay. Or they give you
so like
YouTube links or something?
Let me go to Sackboy because that's the one I've mostly seen it on. Because like it's got to be like the PS5 version.
Yeah, I see.
So like if I go to, and they can't be hidden either. So let me see. I thought they did. Maybe it's, or is it for like certain bosses or something? Because I'm not sure, bro. Because on some of these, I'm seeing like like counters. So like, oh, you've done 50% of this. So then like, oh, you need to do it like 5 more times or however much. They got like progress bars. And then they have like the video clips of when you got the trophy. But let me try. Trying to think of a game that's like. What about Ghost of Tsushima? I don't think it'll let me view the trophies because I haven't played the PS5 version yet.
Damn.
But yeah.
All right.
Oh wait.
You found something?
Well, I'm gonna look at Crisis Core.
All right. So
I don't know. I feel like they said something about a guide, but
yeah, I could have said they were supposed to be adding like guides for the trophies.
I don't know. I know they've got the counters. That's all I know.
Understandable. But yep, that's all we got, y'all. Stop gatekeeping. Let people enjoy the game. There's absolutely no reason not to. If a fan is being cringe, just ignore them and play the game. Y'all gotta stop letting a fan base dictate whether you can enjoy your favorite piece of media or not. You don't have to interact with those people. That Persona 3 Reload looks amazing. I might need the original soundtrack for some of those songs, especially that Full Moon remake song. Yeah, I'm gonna need that. I'm sorry, Atlus. You missed with that one.
They tried.
Yeah, they tried. I don't want my remade songs to sound like YouTube covers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, one of those tracks that like I'm pretty sure was fake. Like just the way the song started, it just sounded like stock, instruments. So I'm like, I hope it's fake.
Some of them instruments do be sounding kind of stocky in those trailers, but
which like I know that's a thing in gaming because my favorite game's Spyro.
Yeah.
Especially the second and third games, like there was like a not a track pack, but they had like a sound board or something that they used way back in the day, like in the 90s, early 2000s. And so, there's some unique sounds in there. And I mean, there's even some videos on YouTube where people will match up the clip of where that song is playing that sample. That's the word I'm looking for, the sample.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing these same samples in 10-2 from Spyro. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like taken aback. I'm like, oh, what? Yeah, so makes me want to listen to the Spyro soundtrack over this one, but anyway.
All right, yeah, we've held y'all up long enough.
Yeah.
If you listen to us babble about P3 Reload, thank you for giving us your time.
Thanks.
I appreciate it very much. If you want us to do more stuff like this, let me know. Definitely subscribe. Check out Pinstripeparagon. He hunts trophies and he plays JRPGs.
If you want to see some 10-2 content, I got you coming. It is on its way.
Oh, I can't wait for that. It's just gonna be you pissed off the whole time talking about how you'll never try to get the platinum for 10-2 again.
Like, I'll probably play the game again at some day, just not like this. This is unbearable.
That's why I know some people don't trophy hunt because they say it ruins the game for them.
And I understand. But what can I say? Yeah. I mean, I'm still having fun. It's just I'm in the last chapter, and not to get too into it, but there's just a lot. It's so easy to miss something in this game for 100% quote unquote playthrough. Yeah. And some of the stuff that they added in this version of the game, you don't even need to do for the platinum. So, like, there's some stuff I have just been like, okay, bye. I am not finishing that. So, like, I'm not going to get a ribbon, but whatever.
Understandable.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
I do not blame you. Sometimes I see a trophy and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna put this off.
Yeah.
You want me to do what? Okay, I can't wait to see that reload trophy list. I hope it's not as easy as Persona 5 Royal, to be honest.
If it's similar to original 5, I'll take it.
Yeah, but 5 Royal was a joke.
Yeah.
Alright.
So. Alright, later days, y'all.
See ya.
And I'm out. Later, losers.